Right now at 5, crews respond to a fire at an oil refinery in southeast Kansas.
It's a bit cold again, very breezy, but we are much warmer now than where we were yesterday morning. So that's some good news, right? We'll have a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, a Miami organization works to help unsheltered people stay warm during the freezing temperatures.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Elise Noe.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now Wednesday. It is January the 22nd, and
Yes.
It is cold still.
Oh, it's freezing.
I should have got gas yesterday morning simply because even though it was very cold, the winds were calm. Because
Yeah.
the winds, man, they cut right through you. Like, the outfits that we have to wear, like suit pants, okay, they're not made for this kind of weather.
No.
You cannot stand out there and pump gas in windy, cold weather in these kinds of pants. It just goes right through.
No.
I was freezing, but I did get fuel, so that's all right. So hopefully you were wiser than I and got fuel yesterday when it was cold but not windy, because boy, it is chilly this
freezing.
morning. Oh,
Freezing.
my God. Let's take a look outside downtown Pittsburgh, and there it is. It looks just like Pittsburgh. Might be because it is. We've got clear skies for the time being, but we'll start to see a few clouds as we head a little later into the morning and into the afternoon. We are going to be windy, but we are warmer. All right, MoDOT camera, 20th in range line, looking pretty good as well this morning. And we'll head over to the KDOT camera, 69 East 520th Avenue. Things look all right, don't they? That is a good thing. On to the future track. Now, the future track, it's got this little messy, I don't know what that is, so don't worry about it. That's not actually anything we need to be concerned about. But take a look. Noon today, low mid-30s out there. Already nice, but see those wind arrows? They're really racing out there. They'll be switching out of the west. So what will eventually happen is the southwest winds that we've got will be gusting upwards of 35, getting close to 40. That'll continue as they shift out of the west, but as we go a little later into today, those winds by later this evening will still be out of the west, but they'll ease up considerably, not dealing with the gusts. And these temperatures, yeah, they're cold, but they're better than where we have been. We're sitting at 21 in Pittsburgh, and this is our third morning in a row now where Joplin Airport's not been reporting current conditions. I'm not sure what's going on with that, but just as a heads up for any of you other weather nerds like myself, I haven't been reporting lately, but this backup site says 21. Well, that's where we're sitting. These temperatures not that far off of where we were, let's see, it's 5 a.m., so about 12 hours ago. They haven't really moved. We've got upper teens, low 20s. Now, the winds, unfortunately, are making it feel colder, but you know what I don't see? Any negative numbers. Don't get me wrong, it feels like 5. You're not going to be able to tell the difference between 5 and 0, but we have improved a little bit. In fact, we've improved to the tune of upwards of 10 to 25 degrees warmer now than where we were 24 hours ago. Plus, these orange colors, don't they just make you feel warmer? It's like summertime temperatures. We don't want the 80s, but that does make you feel warmer. Just that hue. Kids, get on the bus this morning. Again, they'll want that jacket because it will be breezy. South winds gusting to 30, clear skies at about 20. By this afternoon, we're going to be about 36, so right around the mid-30s. West breeze, again, occasionally gusting 35, but the later in the day we go, the more those winds will ease up. Partly cloudy skies, and that's where we're headed today. Partly cloudy skies, right around the mid-30s for most of us, maybe even some upper 30s here and there, but it will be a bit on the breezy side. We're going to be a little cooler tomorrow. Our temperatures are going to be bouncing around a bit. We'll talk about how much bounce they do and what else is heading our way down the road here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks. Well, crews battle a refinery fire in Coffeyville, Kansas. CVR Energy officials say the fire started in the naphtha hydrotreater unit at the Coffeyville refinery around 2 p.m. Now, this is video sent to us shortly after the incident. One contract worker was taken to the hospital for treatment due to an unrelated personal medical issue. The company says all employees have been accounted for and the fire is currently extinguished. An investigation is currently underway. And the Chanute Fire Department has released additional information regarding a house fire and possible explosion. Monday, crews responded to a report of a structure fire with an explosion at 628 West 16th Street. Now, authorities confirmed that one occupant was treated and transported to an area hospital. The Kansas Fire Marshal's office is investigating the cause. Authorities investigate the cause of a house fire in Nevada, Missouri. The fire happened Monday night in the 300 block of South Adams. Emergency crews found a fire coming out the side windows. They managed to get the fire under control in about 15 minutes, but as you can see, the house has heavy damage. No injuries were reported to firefighters or residents, but 2 pets died in the fire. And 1 person died in a crash in Galena yesterday morning. This was at K26 and US 400 around 11:30. The newly reconfigured intersection opened in June of last year. 79-year-old James Monroe Reed of Veneta, Oklahoma, was driving eastbound on Old 166 highway where he hit a tow truck and later died on the scene. The passenger, 73-year-old Cynthia K. Conrad of Miami, Oklahoma, suffered serious injuries and was transported to Mercy Joplin. The tow truck driver, 23-year-old Joseph E. Anderson of Webb City, was not injured. A head-on collision in Newton County, Missouri, claims the life of 1 man. The crash happened just after 7 yesterday morning west of Missouri 86 and Norway Road. A Jeep heading west went to pass traffic, then hit another car head-on. The man driving the Jeep was not wearing a seatbelt and was thrown as it overturned off the north side of the road. He later died at the scene. The driver of the other car was taken non-emergency to the hospital. Next of kin have been notified. And to be the first to see breaking news, weather, and sports, you can download the KOAM News app. It's available free of charge in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. Just search for the KOAM News app. Well, the goal of a Miami, Oklahoma organization is to help unsheltered people stay warm during the sub-freezing temperatures. Now, it's a nonprofit that is always open to donations. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has more about how the organization is making a difference.
When I tell you that man in the gray saved my life, he did.
Crystal McMacken was living under a bridge in Miami just a few weeks ago in the freezing temperatures.
And I felt like I was creating a cycle for myself and just digging the same hole I've been in for a while.
That's when a member of the Oklahoma Emergency Response Team found her and offered to transport her to their shelter.
The best decision I made, because I would have been a human freeze pop.
A decision that led her to shelter, where she met her fiancé, another man seeking shelter who proposed to her after about 7 days.
I want to enjoy my time with him, laughing, playing cards, having fun.
The Oklahoma Emergency Response Team has been a resource for many others in the Miami area living on the street. The organization focuses on the unsheltered and getting them things like food, a warm bed, and a place to shower.
All it takes is just some people that care just to give that hand out and lift them up.
I promise you, they're not going to make you do without when you get here. They're going to make sure you have what you need. They're going to make sure you have the resources and the numbers and the names of people you can reach out to.
Rick Aldridge and his team help get people IDs, find employment, and find permanent housing. The organization is a nonprofit that operates on grants, and he says every donation helps.
Buy people's groceries, we may buy gas for them, we try to help with electric bills, so a lot of times that money comes and goes very fast, which if we don't get the donations of things like paper towels and cups and things that we go through a lot every day, then we'll just go buy them. So we try to fund what we can.
And as for McMacken, after the support she's received from the shelter, she's looking forward to her future with her new fiancé.
We're made for each other.
Yeah, it's going to be a good life, ain't it, baby?
Yes, it is.
Reporting in Miami, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
He says they're accepting donations of things like toilet paper, utensils, and other necessities. And that's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes coming up on the KOAM Morning News. Day 2 of the Lancer Classic basketball tournament tips off. We'll have the details. Plus, more than 60 people have died due to a fire at a popular ski resort in Turkey. And we have a cold and windy day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Well, the Division II college softball season is only 9 days away. Pittsburgh State is coming off a 2024 season where it won the MIAA regular season championship and hosted a regional in the NCAA tournament. Yesterday, the NFCA releases its 2025 Division II preseason poll. Pittsburgh State does not get inside the top 25. However, the Gorillas just missed making it. They're in the receiving votes category, just about 6 votes away from that number 25 spot, which is occupied by fellow MIAA team Central Oklahoma. The only other MIAA squad inside the top 25 is Rogers State at number 9. But the new look Gorillas are excited to get the season started and prove themselves.
You're going to see a lot of excitement on the field, a lot of energy, very similar to last year's style and what they did there. But you're going to see some new faces, some new people step up. You know, the team lost 3 All-Americans from last year, and so, you know, that means they got to be replaced, and it's going to be replaced in a lot of different ways. And so you're going to get to know some new players that have been on the roster for a while and get to see them and see finally get their time to shine.
It's been a little seamless. I think that we have a really good group of kids, and I think that we all really love each other, love the game, and really understand what Coach Barnes wants for us and Coach Shoemaker as well.
Day 2 of the Lancer Classic basketball tournament tipped off last night at Southeast High School. All 4 girls quarterfinals took place last night. Day 2 of the 33rd annual Lancer Classic. Parsons girls hoops faces Neodesha. Both sides start a little cold from the field. A couple minutes in, Prayer Roebuck can't get her first shot to go, but stays with it and converts the second chance opportunity. That puts Neodesha up 4-0. Parsons answers with a 3-pointer courtesy of Cadence Ball to bring the Vikings within 1, but then the Lady Streaks start to heat up. Off a catch and shoot from the corner, Allison Stover knocks in a long 2. Final seconds of the quarter, Trinity Bell is wide open from the top of the key, and she drains the 3-pointer. Second quarter, Samantha Stover gets in on the action as she knocks in another from beyond the arc. Lady Streaks start to run away with it. Brooklyn Becker gets the shot to drop plus the foul. Neodesha handles Parsons 70-39 in the opening round of the Lancer Classic. Lady Streaks move on to the semifinals of the winner's bracket on Friday night. One of the top high school football players in Southeast Kansas announces on social media this week that he's committed to a Division I school. Girard High School senior Scott Moore has verbally committed to play football at the University of Delaware, who is transitioning to the FBS, the highest level of college football, as a member of Conference USA. Moore received first-team All-State honors during his senior season with the Trojans. Still to come, a new study finds that stressed out surgeons may be good for patients. Plus, got another check your forecast when we come back. Good morning. Sorry, it is good. We've already said that. We said that about 17 minutes ago, that the good mornings. Look, I'm just starting the coffee. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. And good morning to you anyway. It's 5:17, almost 5:18 now on this Wednesday morning. We're going to start with the future track as we head into the afternoon. Future tracks, you can even tell by the weird shapes. Like, I'm not really sure what it's trying to show us there, but don't worry. I'm not expecting any precipitation today. It is going to be windy. It is going to be a bit warmer, but unfortunately with the winds, it's not going to be as noticeable, but it will feel better than it did yesterday. Now, initially, those south winds will be gusting upwards of 30-35 miles an hour. They'll shift out of the west a little later today. We'll have partly cloudy skies out there. But then, as we head a little later into the evening and overnight, the good news is these winds will ease up. So what you're looking at for overnight lows into the 20s, it will actually feel like the 20s. We'll have a light breeze tonight out of the west, about 5 to 10. We head into tomorrow. It's going to be windy again, but not as bad, not as windy as it's going to be today. And we'll have that mix of partly to mostly cloudy skies. Could get a stray flurry or two. We talked about this yesterday. Really, we're talking a literal flurry or two in some cases. May not really see much of anything. Winds will shift out of the northwest, and that will make us a little cooler for our Thursday. As we head into Friday morning, that also means, because we're going to be a little cooler, we're going to have skies clearing Thursday into Friday. It is going to get pretty chilly again Thursday night into Friday. We'll be into the teens out there. But by Friday afternoon, temperatures start to warm back up, because take a look. We get that south breeze, and now here come those temperatures, mid-upper 30s, and you even saw low 40s out there. And not too bad even overnight going into Saturday with those temperatures. Still cold, still below normal, but certainly improvements from where we have been. Even this morning is an improvement over yesterday. We are anywhere from 10 to 15 to almost 30 degrees in some cases, warmer now than where we were 24 hours ago. We've got couple of upper teens, most of us into the low 20s out there, but we do have that south breeze. It is gusting occasionally. It does make it feel much colder. Our wind chills for just about everybody are back into the single digits. Now, thankfully, they're not below zero, but I mean, that's still bitterly cold wind chills to start the day. We're going to be in the low 20s again to begin. We're not going to move much initially for the next hour or so. Partly cloudy skies will go low 30s by 11 a.m. Still holding on to those partly cloudy skies, mid to upper 30s for our highs today. West breeze 5 to 10. Again, initially gusting upwards of 35, but it will begin to ease up the later into the day we go. And speaking of later in the day, temperatures gradually falling. Eventually, we'll make back into the upper teens, low 20s tonight. West winds 5 to 10, and skies will clear out a bit, so just a few clouds here and there. Now we head into our Thursday. Again, stray flurry, mid-30s, low 40s Friday, upper 40s Saturday. Could have a stray shower or two out there. Same on Sunday, so that's the good news. We're watching that possibility, maybe a wintry mix. At this point, yeah, it's going to be cold, but it looks like the precipitation is going to come at maybe just the right time where, if anything, it could be a brief wintry mix and more so of a bit of a light cold rain. Once we get beyond that, take a look at next week. Hopefully this pattern holds. Temperatures warming up, going well above normal from the 40s into the 50s, getting close to 60. Let's check your forecast. We'll be back with Health Watch right after this.
Topping Health Watch this morning. An American Cancer Society report finds cancer cases are increasing in young and middle-aged women while cases are declining in men. The report finds cancer is still a leading cause of death for Americans under 85, but out of all the increases, the largest was seen in women at younger ages. While breast cancer rates have been going up for many years, the sharpest increases were seen in women under 50. Cervical cancer, which is widely considered a preventable disease, saw sharp increases in women ages 30 to 44. And for the first time, cases of lung cancer in women under 65 has surpassed that of men. On both men and women, pancreatic cancer has been on the rise and is now the third leading cause of cancer death. The survival rate of 5 years is only 13%. Some experts are starting to consider environmental exposures as a contributing factor to early onset cancer. If your surgeon is showing signs of stress before you head into surgery, it may actually be a good thing. Research published in JAMA Surgery says experienced surgeons tend to work best under pressure. Their findings show surgery patients had a 37% lower risk of major complications if their surgeon's heart rate revealed stress. Now, for the study, the team followed nearly 800 surgeries of varying types conducted by 38 surgeons who wore heart rate monitoring devices. These findings challenge the traditional view of stress as harmful in high-demand roles and instead mirrors decades of sports psychology research. The study authors suggest surgeons might benefit from stress management techniques similar to those practiced in locker rooms. And they're putting into foods during processing, but consuming too much, many added sugars can be harmful to your health, leading to problems like weight gain and obesity, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. While these sugars can be found in many foods you may eat, they're also found in beverages you drink. Mandy Gaither explains how you can cut down on your liquid sugar consumption.
It's found in foods like cakes, ice cream, and many other sweet treats. But added sugar is also found in things you drink, and experts say consuming too much sugar is a big problem in the U.S.
Most of that sugar doesn't come from what we eat, it's in what we drink.
In the U.S., adults and young adults ingest about 17 teaspoons of added sugar on an average day. That's more than 2 to 3 times the recommended daily allowance. Besides the extra calories, recent research reveals even one serving of sugary drinks a day can put you at higher risk for heart disease, says Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
It's no surprise that the American Heart Association recommends water as the best thing to drink throughout the day.
Drinks that contain a lot of sugar include sodas, sports drinks, energy drinks, and fruit-flavored beverages. So how can you help yourself opt for water instead? Gupta says to try carrying a water bottle with you at all times for easy access. And to stay hydrated, make sure you drink before you feel thirsty.
Want to make it more appealing? Try adding slices of fruit for flavor or a splash of 100% juice. Put that in plain sparkling water.
For Health Minute, I'm Andy Gaither.
The American Heart Association says to also check nutritional labels. Food manufacturers are now required to list how much added sugar is in a product in grams as a % of daily value. And that's a look at some of today's top health stories. You're watching the KOAM Morning News.
And while our air temperatures are warmer with those gusty winds, it still feels a bit on the cold side. We'll have another look at your forecast when we come back.
Right now at 5:30, residents in Coffeyville take in a town hall meeting about opioid awareness.
And it is still cold out there, but a little better than where we were yesterday morning. We'll go over that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, a Southwest Missouri college launches a new program offering free tuition to area students.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Well, good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:30. I'm Elise Snowy.
I'm Chris Warner. It's Wednesday. It's January the 22nd. It's cold. I mean, it is January, but it's still it's been unseasonably cold here lately. Like, you know, the seasonably cold, which is near average, you know, maybe just a little below that, but it's been a lot below that lately.
It's been a lot below that. I feel like it's freezing all over the country. Anytime I talk to anyone who lives in another part of the country, they're like, it's so cold out. So at least we're not alone, but I wish we weren't a part of it.
Oh, I'm telling you. You know, and it's so funny because yesterday I talked about, you know, you're originally from Minnesota, and I said, you know, for Elise, this is probably nothing. For folks from Minnesota,
-20 there.
You know, and
negative 20.
I saw a thing yesterday from Lake Pontchartrain Causeway. The sign said, unless you're from Nebraska, it's cold. So like the farther south you get, that line starts to move down on what acceptable cold is. And it is, again, chilly, but we're going to start to warm up just a little bit today. Let's start with a look outside. Downtown Pittsburgh. There it is. It looks pretty nice. Again, it's a little warmer. It's still not where we should be, but it's better than where we have been because we have had our highs be less than our average lows for this time of year. So we're not kidding about how cold it is. But it looks good. Skies, at least for now, are mostly clear. Clouds will increase a bit a little later. MoDOT camera 20th and Range Line in Joplin. Looking fairly good as well as we get this Wednesday underway. And not bad from the KDOT camera 69 East 520th Avenue. So again, it's really nice just to kind of take you on a tour, show you how things are doing. But as we've seen with our snowfall here lately, this is also very handy so you know what we're looking at when it comes to road conditions. It's one thing to look at those maps and be like, well, this is blue and that one's light blue and what color is purple supposed to be? But we can just straight up show you what some of the roads look like. On to the future track we go. So by this afternoon, we're into the low to mid 30s for most of us. Winds out of the south. They'll be turning out of the west, so they'll eventually come out of the southwest and then later out of the west. And in between, they're going to be gusting upwards of about 30, 35 miles an hour out there. We'll have partly cloudy skies, breezy, but as we go later into the evening, the winds will remain out of the west, but they'll calm down a bit, which will be nice. We won't have to worry about those wind chills. We're sitting at 20 in Pittsburgh, and across the area, we got a couple of upper teens at this point, but most of us are in the low 20s, and a lot of us, these temperatures are about the same as they were 12 hours ago. We told you we'd be reaching these lows fairly early, and we were just going to kind of settle into that. Now, it is windy, so that puts our wind chills for most of us into the single digits out there, so it still feels very cold. But our air temperature is anywhere from 10 to almost 25 degrees warmer now than where we were 24 hours ago. So again, much better than where we have been. Still want that jacket though, especially for the kids getting on the bus with those gusty winds. Be about 20 with clear skies. Still breezy this afternoon, shifting out of the west, partly cloudy, right around the mid 30s. And again, that's about where our highs are going. We're looking at mid to upper 30s and partly cloudy skies. And again, breezy for sure. Our warming trend, it takes a brief break and then it will resume. We'll go over those details with you here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks. Financial website Wallet Hub released a list of the best and worst states to drive in, and most of the 4 states did well. very well in this case of the Sunflower State, which was ranked the best state in the nation to drive. The website looked at factors such as gas prices to rush hour traffic congestions to road quality. Other states in our area that ranked high included Oklahoma at number 5 and Arkansas at number 19. Now, Missouri was the only state in our area to not finish in the top 25. The Show Me State finished at number 41. Live Healthy Montgomery County sponsored a town hall opioid awareness event last night. 4 staters gathered at the Best Western Liberty Center in Coffeyville to learn about opioid drugs, the issues opioids create in our communities, and how we can support prevention. An expert panel discussed the effects of fentanyl and opioid use in Montgomery County, and guest speaker Sean Campiti shared his story of resilience after losing his own son in 2023. Well, with flu season in full swing, Freeman Hospital has expanded a way for students at Joplin Middle School to access affordable and convenient health care during the school day. Now, through a Freeman School telemedicine program, the school nurse can connect with a Freeman healthcare provider to evaluate, diagnose, and even prescribe treatment for a child, all while the parent can join the visit virtually from home.
If the child needs to go home anyway, perhaps they have a temperature that's too high to remain at school, you then know that that visit has already been taken place. You then just have to come and pick up your child from school, maybe go and pick up the prescription that's been called in for you, and then you're ready to go home and to take care of your child at home.
Denton says the goal is to improve the health of the students and staff while saving extra time for working parents. Well, art advocates in Southwest Missouri took in a training session at the Cornell Complex in Joplin yesterday. Now it's in preparation for the annual Missouri Arts Advocacy Week. Participants received materials and Joplin-specific information to help them convey the importance of the arts to state lawmakers.
If they go and talk to their legislators about what we talked about today, because like I said, it really takes that personal touch. You know, our legislators want to see the effects of these dollars in our community, and that Missouri Arts Council funds a lot of the arts programming in Joplin, and so visiting with people that are directly impacted is the best way to help them understand the importance of arts funding.
Connect to Culture will follow up with the virtual statewide training session this Thursday. Missouri Arts Advocacy Week begins on February 3rd. Cotty College hopes to encourage more area students to attend with the Dream Big, Stay Close program. The Women's College in Nevada will offer free tuition to eligible women in Barton, Bates, Cedar, Dade, St. Clair, and Vernon counties. Students who qualify will need to be full-time students and qualify for the full federal Pell Grant and the Missouri Access Grant. Program organizers hope this will encourage people to attend who may not have been able to before.
Really, this is a way for us to make sure that high school students, transfer students, adult women, they all have opportunities to pursue higher education without having to leave this area that they call home.
The Dream Big Stay Local program will be available for students enrolling for this upcoming fall semester. And that's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. At least 8 people are dead and dozens more are wounded in an Israeli military operation on the West Bank. Plus, Donald Trump is withdrawing the U.S. from the World Health Organization. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. Topping World Watch, over 60 people are dead and at least 50 are injured after a fire broke out at a popular ski resort hotel in Turkey. The fire broke out early Tuesday in the restaurant of the 12-story Grand Kartal Hotel. 234 were guests staying at the hotel at the time. Witnesses said the hotel's fire detection system failed to operate. The government appointed 6 prosecutors to lead an investigation into the incident. They are still working to determine the cause of the fire. Other hotels at the resort were evacuated as precaution. Grand Kartal guests were placed at hotels in the surrounding area. And at least 8 Palestinians are dead and dozens more are wounded following an attack in the occupied West Bank. Israeli military said in a statement that, quote, forces have initiated a counterterrorism operation in Jenin Tuesday. The 3-day-old ceasefire with Hamas does not apply to the West Bank. Israeli troops have carried out raids nearly daily during the war with Hamas. The Palestinian Health Ministry says more than 800 people have been killed by Israeli forces in the West Bank since October 2023. And for the second time in less than 5 years, President Donald Trump has directed the U.S. to withdraw from the World Health Organization. The move sparking new concerns for many in the medical community. Sean Langell dives deeper into the executive order and warnings from health experts. All right, looks like we're having some technical difficulties. We'll be back with more right after this.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It is 5:44 on this Wednesday morning, and while, yes, our air temperatures are warmer, which is great, we still have to deal with those gusty winds, which does make it feel quite cold outside. So we're going to break down everything we've got going on so far. The good news is, in terms of the overall weather pattern, like in terms of precipitation and such, it's relatively calm over the next few days. Some even better news is we're looking at some long-range data. Looks like it may warm up next week. Now, things can change, but that could be good as well, because we need a moment to thaw. The last several days, while we haven't broken any records, which is absolutely crazy at this point that we haven't at least gotten close, we have had our highs be lower than what our average lows should be. So our average lows, it should be about 25, 26 degrees, and we've had highs lower than that since this past weekend. So today is going to break that cycle. Now our average highs should be about the low to mid 40s. We're not going to be quite there, but we're going to slowly creep into that. Through the afternoon, initially, like right now, we have south winds, and they'll be gusting 30, 35 miles an hour. As a little wave up to the north passes by, those winds will shift. So eventually by noon, they're out of the southwest, still gusty. Later into the day, they'll be out of the west, still gusty. But by the late evening hours, those winds will ease up a bit, which will be nice because it's going to get chilly again tonight. We're looking at partly cloudy skies today. And again, for most of us, highs ultimately into the upper 30s. So again, not bad. Overnight tonight, not bad either. Mostly clear skies. Clouds will increase a bit on our Thursday, so we're going to go partly to mostly cloudy. We'll have northwest winds. And those occasionally will gust upwards of 20, and we could have a stray flurry or two. But in all honesty, precipitation for tomorrow is not looking all that fantastic. But if you get under some of those clouds, it's cold enough. Don't be surprised if you see a flurry or two. Now, the thing is with that northwest breeze, that little wave that rolls through, it's going to be a little bit colder tomorrow than what we're going to be today. Not as cold as it has been, but not as warm as it will be today. That also means, though, skies clear Thursday night into Friday, temperatures are going to drop back more, and we're back into the teens again. So now we're getting back to why are we even waking up and going outside in this kind of temperatures. However, take a look at the wind arrows by Friday morning. They start to shift out of the south, and that will usher in even warmer air. Now look at where we are by noon Friday. We've got mid-upper 30s already by noon, with highs going into the 40s. So we're actually going to be pretty close to normal as we head into Friday, which is hard to believe because we have been anything but over the last, it's been about a week and a half at this point. Temperatures right now, most of these temperatures, again, have not really moved much since about 24 hours ago. We talked yesterday with that southerly breeze, it kind of locked our temperatures in, and that's exactly what's taking place, is they're just kind of locked in right now, upper teens, low 20s. They're bouncing here and there, but there's not a ton of movement going on otherwise. But like I said, too, we also have to contend with those gusty winds out there. And so even though we're looking decent, things aren't bad. Once you factor in those gusty winds, south at 13 at this point, we do get those wind chills. Feels like it's 7 in Pittsburgh, for example. But eventually, like I said, we'll clear out, we'll warm up. It's not going to be too bad of a day. So here's a look at wind chills across the region. The majority of us are in the single digits. The one positive thing here is these numbers are all positive. We don't have any negative wind chills, but you have 4 in Stockton, 3 in Greenfield. That doesn't feel great anyway. It doesn't matter if it's -4 or +4. It's still bitterly cold, so you want to make sure you bundle up out there. We're going to be starting again, upper teens, low 20s, partly cloudy skies through today, eventually the low 30s by 11 o'clock this morning. Then we head into the afternoon, partly cloudy, breezy. Those west winds, again, they're going to be turning on us. So initially out of the south, gusting to 35, then progressively the southwest, then eventually out of the west. And then as we head later into the evening hours, those winds ease up. Highs today, mid to upper 30s. So again, not quite where we should be, but considerably better than where we have been. Then we head into tonight. Again, the winds ease up for us, which is helpful. West breeze 5 to 10. Temperatures gradually falling. We're into the upper 20s by 10 o'clock tonight. And we're going to make it into the upper teens and eventually the low 20s overnight tonight. So again, not right where we should be, but considerably closer to where we should be for this time of year. Now tomorrow, as I mentioned, a stray flurry or two. It's going to be a little cooler, mid 30s. Then we get to the low 40s on Friday. So after a pretty cold start, we're talking an almost 30-degree warm up, which will be nice. Could have a late shower Saturday, a couple of morning showers on Sunday. The good news is right now, even though it's going to be chilly on Sunday, we're watching that possibility. We were talking about a wintry mix. That's still a slight possibility. It's going to depend on exactly when the precipitation starts. But whatever we get is going to be brief. It's going to be light. Shouldn't add up to much of anything, whether it's rain or some kind of wintry weather. But look ahead of that, though, near 50 on Saturday. And then we head into next week. And if this pattern holds, take a look at those temperatures, mid-upper 50s by the second half of next week. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
Well, there's nothing worse than losing your phone unless, of course, you get it back and the video it recorded while it was away turns you into a viral sensation. Jeremy Roth shows us how just that happened in today's. Take a look at this.
Watch a vacationer's dropped phone go on an exotic underwater odyssey and then go viral. While vacationing in Tulum, Mexico, Lena Nasiri recorded herself taking a tropical plunge, but ended up dropping her iPhone in the process.
I had a phone, like a waterproof case, so my phone was in it. With the water pressure and everything, I just lost it.
A lifeguard ended up retrieving the still recording phone shortly thereafter.
It's still filming!
And when Nasiri went to view the video, she saw what the phone had seen, a vibrant underwater landscape complete with friendly photobombing fish and everything. Nasiri decided to share the surprising subaquatic video on TikTok and says she was blown away by the response.
I was not expected 50 million people to see it.
Another unplanned and fortuitous water adventure, and this one started with a routine trip to a Vermont Dunkin', where while in the drive-through line, customer Chris McRitchie's son spotted a dog struggling in an icy river. McRitchie jumped into action, jumping into the near-freezing water to scoop up the ailing pup and bring it to safety. The dog was later reunited with its owner alongside this unlikely hero whose day went from Dunkin' for donuts to Dunkin' for dogs. Finally, one last water story, but just minus the water. Archaeologists in Italy have unearthed a roughly 2,000-year-old private spa in the buried volcanic ruins of the ancient city of Pompeii. Experts say the lavish bath complex was likely owned by one of the city's elite and could have been used to entertain dozens of guests or business associates. They're saying the spa-like complex may be the largest discovery of its kind. For Take a Look at This, I'm Jeremy Roth.
It's an incredible discovery there. Stick around. We'll be right back. Well, a fan favorite Happy Meal returns to McDonald's. Yesterday, the fast food chain announced it's partnering with Pokemon to bring back limited-time Pokemon-themed Happy Meals. Each meal features fan favorite characters on the box, and customers will also receive a pack of 4 trading cards as well as a poster and stickers. There are 15 different Pokemon trading cards fans can collect, and customers who order the Happy Meals through the McDonald's app will earn an in-game bonus at no cost for Pokemon's mobile trading card game. The themed meals are available while supplies last. We aren't the only ones trying to stay warm this season. Elephants in Houston are also doing what they can to stay warm during cold temperatures. The Houston Zoo shared this video of a baby elephant named Kirby inside a cow barn. The zoo says Kirby and her mom Shanty stay in the barn during cold weather.
You certainly need to stay inside somewhere where it's warm, especially down south. We talked yesterday, there were blizzard warnings along the Gulf Coast. Southeast Texas and southern Louisiana, blizzard warnings. So very unusual weather for them for sure. And it's been, again, bitterly cold up here. Thankfully, no blizzards. some snow's nice, but no blizzards, and that's going to be the case as we go through today. A little warmer too. Low 20s, upper teens to start. Partly cloudy, low 30s by 11 a.m. That's ahead of highs today. Mid upper 30s, breezy. The winds will be shifting on us. So right now they're out of the south, gusting 30 miles an hour. So eventually be out of the southwest, and by later this afternoon, they'll switch out of the west. Still be a bit gusty, but as we go later into the evening hours, those winds ease up. We'll have mostly clear skies through the overnight hours, so upper 20s by 10, low 20s, upper teens overnight tonight. West breeze 5 to 10. Winds will increase out in the northwest tomorrow. Stray flurry or two possible on our Thursday. Otherwise, mid 30s, and then we'll eventually start to warm up again by Saturday. Keeping an eye on maybe a couple of showers Sunday morning. That cools us back down, and then temperatures could be going above normal next week. That's checking your forecast. We're back with more right after this.